The conflict in Ukraine has been a brutal war of attrition. Suddenly, a bold move by Ukraine has shattered the stalemate. Ukrainian forces have launched an incursion into Russian territory, targeting the Kursk region. This audacious move has sent shockwaves through the international community. Analysts scramble to make sense of Ukraine's strategy and its potential ramifications. By taking the fight to Russia, Ukraine signals newfound confidence. This bold maneuver injects new uncertainty into the conflict. Ukraine has undoubtedly caught Russia off guard with this offensive. The timing and location suggest a carefully calculated gamble by Kyiv. The motivations behind Ukraine's decision to launch an incursion into Russian territory remain shrouded in mystery. Several theories have emerged, ranging from political posturing to strategic military calculations. One possibility is that the offensive is primarily a political move, aimed at rallying international support for Ukraine and demonstrating resolve against Russian aggression. By striking inside Russia, Ukraine may be seeking to galvanize its Western allies and secure additional military aid. The offensive could be interpreted as a sign of strength and determination, showcasing Ukraine's ability to take the fight to the enemy and potentially forcing Russia to the negotiating table. Another theory is that the Kursk offensive is part of a broader military strategy aimed at relieving pressure on Ukrainian forces elsewhere along the front lines. By forcing Russia to divert troops and resources to defend its own territory, Ukraine may be seeking to create opportunities for counter-offensives in other areas. The Kursk offensive is a high-stakes gamble for Ukraine, with the potential for both significant rewards and serious risks. From a military perspective, the offensive could offer several tactical advantages if successful. By penetrating Russian territory, Ukraine can disrupt Russian logistics, target command and control centers, and potentially force a Russian retreat from certain areas. The offensive could also boost the morale of Ukrainian forces and demoralize Russian troops, potentially tipping the balance of power in Ukraine's favor. However, the offensive also carries significant risks. Russia is likely to respond with overwhelming force, seeking to crush the Ukrainian incursion and inflict heavy casualties. The offensive could also backfire if it provokes a wider escalation of the conflict, potentially drawing NATO into a direct confrontation with Russia. The risks associated with the Kursk offensive are substantial, and Ukraine's success will depend on a number of factors, including the element of surprise, the effectiveness of Ukrainian tactics, and the response of the Russian military. Evidence of NATO training in Ukrainian tactics. The Kursk offensive shows the impact of Western training on Ukrainian tactics. Ukrainian forces have demonstrated proficiency in combined arms maneuver warfare. This shift is due to years of NATO training and cooperation. The offensive highlights the success of NATO training programs. Section 5, a delicate dance, military responses, and escalation dynamics. The Kursk offensive has triggered a flurry of military responses from both Ukraine and Russia, raising concerns about a potential escalation of the conflict. Russia has condemned the offensive as a terrorist attack and has vowed to retaliate with severe consequences. Russian forces have launched airstrikes against Ukrainian positions and have deployed reinforcements to the border region in an effort to contain the Ukrainian advance. Ukraine, for its part, has maintained that its actions are justified and has accused Russia of escalating the conflict. The situation remains fluid and unpredictable, with both sides engaged in a dangerous game of brinkmanship. The risk of miscalculation and unintended escalation is high, and any further escalation could have devastating consequences for the region and beyond. The international community has urged both sides to exercise restraint and to seek a diplomatic solution to the crisis. However, with tensions running high and trust in short supply, the prospects for a peaceful resolution appear dim. Shifting tides, geopolitical implications, and the uncertain future. The Kursk offensive has sent shockwaves through the international community. It has highlighted the vulnerability of Russia's border regions. The offensive exposed the limitations of Russia's military capabilities. The conflict in Ukraine has increased tensions between Russia and the West. The Kursk offensive is likely to push Russia further into isolation. The conflict in Ukraine has entered a new and dangerous phase.